It's crazy how things can change in a little over 24 hours, as we went from Arrowhead's CEO telling us that we were about to ess our pants to then asking us to stop essing our pants, as the day one player counts were nuking the servers, taking us far past the point of we're so back to heights we haven't seen since launch. But if we are at this peak on a Tuesday, what's it going to look like this weekend, or for that matter, next week? If you're new here and want to help support the channel, the easy and free way is to hit subscribe and to ring the notifications bell so you don't miss one of my future upload alerts. And now, let's dive into all the latest from Helldivers. Before we dive in, I wanted to say that I'm loving the hype right now surrounding Helldivers. As someone that has been with the game since early 2024 and has been doing YouTube for over a decade, seeing all the new recruits in Discord, the screaming on mic as you got in your first kills and were then turned into intergalactic snacks was infectious, and the responses and love I've been seeing on my uploads has also been energizing. Now, as viewers, you don't often get thanks thrown in your direction, but that's exactly what I wanted to do. So thank you. Thanks for the fun, thanks for the energy, and thanks for the love. It means a lot. Anyways, there's no better way to kick this one off than with this quote. "Stop shitting your pants," Helldivers 2 boss jokes as Game Pass has 500,000 concurrents. The game is blowing up again after arriving on Xbox Series X and S. Evan Campbell had a short write-up about it over in GameSpot that read, "Helldivers 2 has topped over 500,000 concurrent players, leading Arrowhead Studios CEO Shams Georgiani to revisit a joke that turned into a meme. Video Gamer reports that Georgiani asked players on Discord to stop shitting your pants while sharing that 500,490 people were playing the third-person shooter." By the way, here's the actual Discord post. I found it for you, so you can see this report was factually correct. Earlier this year, Georgiani told Helldivers 2 fans on Discord that they would shit their pants regarding future plans for the game, according to Games Radar. That comment quickly got picked up on the game's subreddit, and pants shitting became a thing. I don't know why, honestly, but there it is. Apparently, Georgiani isn't running away from the joke. Now, we've received a lot of new players into the Helldivers ranks over the past 36 hours, but I've got to tell you one thing you can come to expect is when Georgiani takes to Discord and says we're about to soil ourselves, that is advance notice that Arrowhead is about to drop something major, like a massive new content update or something unique like bespoke mission types or some of these collaboration Warbonds. Now, I love geeking out on stats and trend lines, and what I haven't seen anyone really dive into is the massive shift in player counts per platform. Now, I've touched on this plenty of times in the past, but for a long time now, PC has trended towards 75, even up to 85% of the players that would be on at any given time. But yesterday saw that trend completely upended. Of the max concurrent we saw yesterday, which was 500,490, the maximum on PC hit 167,795, which is a complete 180, accounting for just 33% of the online players. Now, don't get me wrong, I'm on PC, and I love seeing that many new and returning faces on console, but at least for yesterday, PC was not the majority, after carrying the torch for nearly a year now. Sticking with this theme, let's next jump over to a quick topic by Gamerant centering on those player counts and another discussion I don't think a lot of players have considered. Helldivers 2 released on Xbox consoles on August 26th, of course that was yesterday, resulting in an immediate influx of new arrivals that pushed the concurrent player counts from 146,000 to 390,000 in a mere 7 minutes, as reported by a Reddit user. Let me say that again. It went from 146,000 up to 390,000 in a mere 7 minutes of time. Not all of these new players are from Xbox alone, as Steam's player count has climbed past 165,000, the highest it's ever been since the game's initial launch. Now, presumably, the PS5 version of the game is also performing well, but that data isn't public. Here's the topic that is not being discussed, by the way. Listen to this one. It says, "It's important to note that this data is just from August 26th, a weekday." Yeah, keep that in mind. Those 500,000 plus concurrent happened on a Tuesday. They go on to say chances are high that even more players will flood Helldivers 2's server over the weekend, pushing the numbers even higher, with some even predicting a final tally as high as 600,000. On top of the newcomers from Xbox, many returning players are also expected to rejoin the fight for Super Earth thanks to the impressive amount of new content Arrowhead has lined up for Helldivers 2 in the coming days. I'll include links to both of these articles down in the video description so you can check them out for yourselves. And since we're on the discussion of yesterday's absolutely insane peak player counts and predictions going into this coming weekend, let's throw some more speculation into the blender. What are the player counts going to look like next Tuesday when we've got Xbox divers, many now with a week of experience under their belts, and from what I'm reading, they're absolutely loving it. You've got players grinding out medals for the ODST Warbond, and then Tuesday next week hits, and we get the Dust Devils Warbond, along with that new massive content drop into the Unjust, with those new cave missions, the burrower bugs, the flying bile titans, the oil rig missions. We're on the Bugs' homeworld, deep in the gloom, throw in the possible return of the Hive Lord. Dare I keep going? Yes. What are the player counts going to look like then? And will they go even higher from there once next weekend arrives? Man, that's a mind-boggling thought. Drop a comment and let's see where the community lands on this one, because we really need to check in on our nigh impossible major orders now. And I said it yesterday, but you Team Green recruits really want to lay a democratic beatdown on the Covenant, or should I say the Illuminate. After just having a day worth of dives under your belt, the now supercharged Helldivers army is putting in work versus the Squid. Who knows? Maybe it's the desire to defend New Alexandria and to remember Reach. The Helldivers Companion App has been running strong through this mass influx of new recruits, currently showing us that the Covenant will fall very quickly, being completed in just a little over 27 hours, which is crazy. The automatons have 4 days and 12 hours left at the time of this recording, and we are still projected to come up just short in that MO department, but only by about 3 hours. So yeah, I'm not overly concerned there, as those Illuminate divers, once it's finished, will then transition over to the bots and help out there. Now, where we are still getting annihilated right now is versus the Terminids. With 4 days and 17 hours left on that timer, we are still at just 36.7% completed. So that's about 2.2 billion bugs down of the 6 billion we need, with a projection to show us completed in 2 weeks, 7 hours. Now, as many of our new recruits are starting to find out, each faction has its own combat style, and as you continue your Helldivers adventures and gain more experience, you'll learn the nuances of each. Also, and this is to be expected, as it is Xbox launch ODST Day 2, the overall player count has settled back down a little bit to around 250 to 255,000 concurrent players spread across all 3 platforms, with the PC split contributing at about 96,407, which is still fabulous. Don't get me wrong, it's just not as super juiced as what we saw yesterday. And by the way, that places Helldivers 2 6th on the Steam charts for player counts. Now, other games would kill for these kind of numbers, and I do remember seeing a lot of comments from new Team Green divers that were saying that they had taken Tuesday off from work, but it didn't mention anything about Wednesday, Thursday, or Friday. You know, and that's to be expected. There's a ton of dad and mom divers out there that just can't afford multiple days away from those duties, which is why we always see our best numbers over the weekends. And finally, since we've all now had a chance to get in your first dives, along with those grizzled vets out there getting time to check out the ODST Warbond and assist with those new recruits, it's now time to check out what to look out for, because it's not working as intended, better known as the Known Issues Board. Now, for anyone new out there, I'll include a link to the site in my video description and pinned comment, so you can always have it there for quick reference. 3 items showing up here that we've known about for a while now are still here, including XP for high-level Eradicate and Blitz missions being broken, meaning it's not nearly enough. The extraction shuttle pilot seems to come down half off his rocker and drunk, sometimes clipping into the ground while landing, and automaton enemies sometimes being damaged or destroyed by their own dropships before they even hit the planet's surface. There's also issues relating to purchasing the legendary Warbond if you own a Warbond token. Now this is popping up if you also own super credits, and if you do, apparently the game is not allowing you to spend a Warbond token until you've depleted your credits. Now if you are seeing that issue, it is known and the devs do see it as well. So at this point, you don't need to fill out a ticket on this issue. However, one issue that is starting to see a little bit more traction that is not listed here on the board relates to a possible issue with drivers or GameGuard causing full PC lockups, making the game unplayable, as if you try to open Helldivers, your entire PC locks up tight. I mean, it goes full nuclear, requiring a full restart. Now, if you are seeing that one, definitely report it to Arrowhead so they can immediately dive in and see what the hell's been going on, because those fatal errors it's causing, they're wreaking havoc for some PC players. Once again, I'll include links for you to today's articles, the Helldivers Companion App, and the known issues board down in the video description, and pinned comment with those last two, the app and the KIB, being invaluable sources of information. Also, check down in the video description for links to the Helldivers Wiki, which is also a superb source of info. Of course, all new recruits are invited to join my public Discord server, where we have experienced members ready and willing to dive with you. We can answer your questions, we can guide you along your path to manage democracy, and even squad up and go up on mic with you to assist you in your dives. Check the video description and pinned comment for a link to that one as well. Now, if you haven't done so already, please hit subscribe and ring the notifications bell to stay up to date on all things Helldivers. Definitely make sure to drop a comment about anything Helldivers related, ODST, player counts, the upcoming content, whatever, and I'll do my best to respond to it. Thanks to all of our channel members for your continued support, and until the next one, this is 𝗲𝗲𝗹𝗹𝗶𝘃𝗲𝗿𝘀 signing off.